Hello everyone. I would love to talk to you a little bit about creating sacred space, giving yourself a sense of stepping into a different form of consciousness that's not just everyday. I am wearing a scarf from Russia, brought to me by a friend from a peace march, and creating sacred space or an altar is as easy as taking off something that you wear that means a lot to you and spreading it over a simple little table. That's the beginning of creating an altar. The next thing I am likely to do is light a candle. And one of the reasons I light a candle, light a flame, when I create, when I paint, when I write, even sometimes when I'm working on the computer, the flame reminds me of the miracle of something coming from nothing. It's amazing to me, the power of fire and flame. Often, creating a sacred space means remembering people and events and elements that are important to you. And one of the things that's important to me is bringing another candle into the mix. And I light this one from the candle that's already lit. And I bring this brass holder because it belonged to a very dear friend of mine who died at the age of 42 from cancer, way too young. And so when I light a flame in this particular candle, it reminds me of ancestry and the fact that I'll be following her before you know it. And I will be an ancestor as well. And then, because the tree of life is so important, I have brought this little Mexican ceramic tree. And again, I'll light the candles from the candle that's already lit. And as I'm doing this, if I were just home alone or if I was in a posture group, we would all be contributing our own pieces of jewelry, perhaps a little sacred object that we've brought with us specifically to add to the communal altar. But in this case, just to show you how simple, I often, but not always, like to honor the directions. And because I live on the west coast of the United States of America, I think of the ocean, the Pacific Ocean, when I want to honor the West. And I don't have a compass with me, but I think this is the West. And your intention is what's most important. Another thing, another direction that's really important to me is the East. And for that, I have brought 3 little feathers. Because the East is where I was born and where my life began and where I first took breath. So the East, to me, represents air. And then I turn to the South, and I have brought a pine cone. And the reason this has meaning to me for the South is that my dog, who lived to be 15 and a half and died not long ago, she was obsessed with pine cones. So when I bring this pine cone, it reminds me of all the plants that are totally dependent on the southern direction in our northern hemisphere country, because that's where the warmth comes from and what allows our plants to grow and what brings the playfulness of summer. And finally, honoring the north, I bring this little frog. Malachite? No, not malachite. I can't even remember what this gorgeous blue is called. You will. It's the name of a bird even. But I can't remember. Very special frog. And for me, the frog represents North today in this moment because of the leap of faith that we all have to make on this planet right now of balancing our northern and southern hemispheres as best we can and our north and south poles as best we can, and giving gratitude for this planet that we live on. And so this is the essence. As simple as this, following your own intuition, your own inner guidance, and trusting that your intention to honor and be grateful for life is the most important thing to the spirits. Thanks.